Okay, now touch the ankle. Now, go into extension. So that shows, or another way it could show is she touches and then I jam it. I jam the mortise joint together. And that challenges it, and that shows also. So that takes the place of the neck in extension when you jam it. Now to fix it, you have to pull it apart. So it's this easy. Relax. See what I'm doing? I'm separating the talus from the tibia. It's that easy. Now, is it gone? Gone. Put your head back. It's gone. Now, in my office, I'll do this, and I'll do this at the same time. I mean, one at a time, but I do them both, just to be extra thorough. Okay, thank you. Sometimes, in fact, quite often, it only shows up under stress. Like a runner will say, well, my leg cramps up on me about mile number 2 or mile number 3 when I'm running. I'm okay until mile number 2 or mile number 3. Or my shoulder only hurts me when things at work get hectic. So these people come in your office, they lay on your table, they're relaxed. You check all the muscles that attach to the shoulder, you can't find anything. You check all the leg muscles, you can't find anything. Because it only shows up under stress. So, your job as a good kinesiologist is to pre-stress the patient. Now, we're not going to yell at them. We're not going to hurt them. Anybody have a condition that resembles that? It only shows up after you're doing something? What shows up?
When I have some stress, seems like it manifests like in my pelvis bone.
Okay. So he's going to touch, is that where it shows up at?
Yeah, right about there.
Okay. So maybe it's, now put your head back, extension. Hold.
Sorry.
Okay, so it doesn't appear to show anything in the clear. So we're going to pre-stress him. Here's how you pre-stress the patient. You tap 3 spots. CV9, which is 1 inch above the navel. CV24, which is 1 inch below the lip. And CV26, which is above the upper lip. 3 places. CV9, CV24, GV26. You're going to tap those 3 spots. That's how you pre-stress him. Now, touch right there. And let's see. And there he is. Now it shows in the clear. You would have missed that had you not pre-stressed him first. So now that you found it, now there's something you can do about it. Put your head back. Okay, that says he was injured there at one time. Relax your neck. So I'm going to treat it as an old injury. We covered this last year.
Am I supposed to have my hand there?
You have to keep your hand there. That's how you keep the hand there. That's how the body knows why we're doing this. Tap the head point for whichever meridian runs through that part of the body. In this case, it's stomach 1. And you tap the TS line. And now when he touches there, Put your head back. That's gone. So is it really gone? Let's find out. 9, 24, 26. Put your hand there. It's really gone. So you could pre-stress him before and afterwards to see if it's really gone or not. Multiple uses for that. A lot of time people say, it only hurts after I do so-and-so. Doesn't hurt right now, but it hurts after I do so-and-so. Or another thing that happens is they tell you where it hurts, but when you go there, you can't find anything. Doesn't therapy localize, doesn't challenge, doesn't show injury recall, head back, head back. Nothing shows. You don't know what to do. So you pre-stress them. And then recheck. And you'll find things that you previously would not have found. It's a great trick to know, how to pre-stress the patient. Any questions on how we did that? In the foot, we're separating the mortise joint between the tibia and the talus. The separation is for injury anywhere in the body. Well, the way it was originally taught was from the waist down. And then putting the head into flexion activates the mechanoreceptor. Relax. Activating the mechanoreceptors in the neck musculature. The neck musculature contains 5 times as many mechanoreceptors as any other muscle in the body. So when you activate that, what you're doing, you're erasing the muscle memory of anything he's touching. And then I tapped the head point for whichever meridian runs through that part of the body. Here's your head points. We call them hypothalamic set points. They have multiple applications. And you'll see more applications yet this week of these points here. And again, in this case, injury recall, you're tapping the head point for the meridian that runs through the area the patient is touching. Now the head points are good for the couple meridian. Couple meridian means large intestine 20 also treats the lung meridian. And stomach 1 also treats the spleen meridian. Get the idea? Bladder 1 also treats the kidney meridian. Gallbladder 1 also treats the liver meridian. Get the idea? It's called the couple meridian. Every meridian in the body is found on the face. Let me reword that. Every meridian in the body has a head point that corresponds to that meridian. So it's good to have these memorized. We're also going to use these points tomorrow when we show you how to check amino acids. And so Wally Schmidt gave them the name hypothalamic set points. Sometimes they're called head points. They have so many applications because it encompasses every meridian in the body that it's good to memorize this and memorize their locations. So for teaching purposes, here's governed vessel 24, here's conception vessel 24, governed vessel 26. Here's large intestine 20, triple warmer 23, small intestine 19. Here is bladder 1, here's stomach 1, here's gallbladder 1. Conception vessel 24, governed vessel 26, small intestine 19, triple warmer 23, gallbladder 1, stomach 1, bladder 1. With the exception of these two, that's duplicated on the other side of the face. Okay, any questions about that? If you go under the upper lip, you can get to GV27, but on top of the lip, we call it GV26. If you lift up the lip and touch on the gum, it could be GV27. If you tap here, you're actually going to hit both of them. The next thing we're going to cover is one of the most dramatic and useful things you'll learn the entire weekend. It's called injury recall. What this means is muscles have memory. And muscles remember an injury. The injury can be a strain, a sprain, a blow. Injury can be a scar from an incision. It could even be as simple as the result of a needle having gone into that area of the body for purposes of an injection. It could be that benign, but really dramatic. And so the body never completely, that part of the body that was injured, never completely heals until you erase the muscle memory of that injury. Never completely heals until you erase that muscle memory. Now, I'd like a volunteer, and you can tell me if you fit this description or not. I'd like a volunteer who's had these three things happen to them: a sprained ankle, a mammogram, and a root canal.
Yep,
You've had all three? Fantastic. Okay, so why did I pick those three? Now, you understand you can erase the muscle memory of any injury, but those three I just mentioned, sprained ankle, mammogram, and root canal, are particularly devastating to the body. Anything that makes the body cringe, and we often cringe as a reaction to something we're exposed to. When you cringe, it jams the body, and the body remembers that. And it affects the body, affects the entire body. When you have an old injury that's recorded somewhere in the body, it makes the body more sensitive. It taxes the nervous system of the body. And here's the most important thing. It makes the body susceptible to future injuries. Those people get labeled as accident prone. Well, that's just a dumb description that we use to cover up our ignorance. What do you mean you're accident prone? What accident prone really means is the first injury was never treated properly. So they got this muscle memory from the first injury, which makes them susceptible to future injuries, and that compounds it. Now you got two injuries that makes you even more susceptible to the third injury, so it snowballs. If you can clear out the old injuries, big dividends. Wally Schmidt says that's the number one most therapeutic thing you can do for your patient is clear out the old injuries. So, I'm going to show you how to clear out these three that she has conveniently. But the technique we're going to show you would apply to all injuries, not just those three. It's the same technique. And we're going to activate the cervical musculature, because the cervical musculature has 5 times more nerve endings than any other musculature in the entire body. There's 5 times as many proprioceptive nerve endings in the cervical musculature than any other muscles of the body. And so we're going to activate that as a method of asking, is there an old injury there? So, do you remember which ankle it was? Or?
To the left.
Okay, can you grab your, let's see.
Want me to sit up and grab it?
No, I'll bring it to you.
Okay.
I want to take a measurement here.
Okay.
Let's see how flexible she is. Memorize this. Memorize where that is. Okay? Okay, now grab your left ankle. And it doesn't therapy localize in a clear, but we need to activate the cervical spine. Put your head into extension. Way back, way back. She goes weak. If it goes weak, it means there's an injury where she's touching. Let go. Now, put your head into extension. Nothing happens if she puts her head in extension, so that's not it. It's when she touches the old injury and she puts the head in extension. That's when it shows up. Understand, but repeat, it's not a TL because it doesn't show into clear. It only shows when she goes into extension. Got that? It only shows you go into extension. That's the proof that there is an old injury wherever she's touching. So you have to do it simultaneously. Okay, how do you fix it? Well, you fix it by, she touches the old injury, which you already verified is present, and then we go into flexion rather than extension. Again, let me do it. We're activating the musculature in the cervical spine. We're affecting the proprioceptive nerve endings. And that's how we clear out the memory of whatever it is she's touching. Then you say, okay, did I accomplish anything? Well, go into extension. And she says, it's gone. So you've cleared out the memory. Now, did it do anything for this? Evidently it did. Now, you had a mammogram, right?
One.
Which one?
No, I said I had one. Never again.
Okay.
Eat both ones.
Now, head extension. Okay, there it shows. You understand? Head. You understand? It doesn't show into clear. It only shows when she goes into extension. So the body remembers that. It remembers that. Okay, so we're going to clear it with flexion. The mammogram machine was invented by a sadist.
Yep, I agree.
I had a patient tell me when she goes to get a mammogram, she makes them promise her in case of fire, they'll release her from the machine first before they run out the door. Okay, is this gone? Head back. That's gone. It's gone. Okay, we've cleared that out. Did it do anything to this?
Wow. My yoga teacher's going to be thrilled.
Okay, where was your root canal?
There's so many of them. I think they're on both sides. I can't tell. There's a lot of them.
On the bottom?
Yeah.
Put your finger on top of the whole row of teeth.
Okay.
And extend back. There it is. So keep your fingers there. While we're at it, put your over here, just to save time. Were they any on top?
Yeah.
It's faster to do it than it is to check.
Yeah.
Okay, now, is it gone? Head back. It's gone. And did anything happen? We did not rehearse this. And what you just saw is typical. Typical, typical, typical. that when you erase the old injury memory, it makes the body more flexible. Not just the right hip joint only, but the entire body becomes more flexible. For example, you could have marked how far down can they go, and then after you do it, again, see how far down they can go. And you'll see the increase in flexibility. Could be any injury. Do you have any scars?
No, not really, but I had a car accident. So that was affected my neck.
Good. Touch your neck. Head back. Yeah. Shows. Now, not every injury is going to show. You know why? You could have accidentally fixed it. One day you're doing this and you go, oh yeah, you know. you could have fixed it and
Yeah,
didn't know you fixed it. You know?
There, right? Wouldn't the memory still be there?
No.
Okay.
Head,
That's fixed.
head in flexion erases it if you're touching the area. So it could have been accidentally erased, but you particularly find this in athletes. This is so fantastic. It facilitates the metabolic health of the entire body when you do that. Any questions on what you saw?
Thank you.